All right, welcome everybody. We are excited to talk about this partnership. It really has been a friendship for several years with Hugh and Onform. We met Hugh almost 4 years ago at a PGA show. I know it was before that we connected online, but met in person. Fantastic time together, and I'm really excited to just kind of announce this partnership. My name's Nate Haregrove, business director of business development here at Onform. I'm only one coffee deep, so I think I need a little bit more. And with me is Hugh Marr, no stranger to the channel, as the content creators say. But we are so thankful for you, Hugh. Thankful for what you've done in helping Onform, and we're really excited about this partnership.
Likewise, I mean, it's as I said, it's been 4 or 5 years since we first connected, and I've been using the app since its inception, and firmly believe that this is the best all-purpose swing analysis app in terms of being able to use it with your clients live, running live lessons, running online lessons. And the thing that excites me most is to work with a brand like yours, who are committed to continually getting better, which is one of the sort of key principles that drives my business.
That's no truer words have been spoken, my friend. Innovation. We want to continue to innovate, not just on our technology, but how we work with our customers. We want to innovate and be smarter in how we connect with our customers, how we do outreach to customers, and how we help grow the game. Right? We're a multi-sport company. Onform is. We have over 150 different sports or activities. I know, Hugh, you're thinking there can't be 150 sports. There are, my friend. There are. Some of these, fly fishing, dog training, bowling, cricket, you name it, we have it. But golf is our number one. It's at the highest of the list. And one of the things that you and I have talked about over the years is this concept of just coaching coaches, train the trainer. And I'm it's a segue into what we're talking about over your left shoulder, the company or the new entity called the Coach Alliance, driving excellence. Something I want to ask you, and maybe you can talk to us a little bit about it, is just not just what is the Coaching Alliance, but then let's go a level deeper of like, how did you get here? So talk to us about the what and then how.
So, well, basically, the two are linked, in that I've been very critical of the standard of golf coaching globally, not just in European markets, and think that we've got a huge responsibility as golf coaches in terms of growing and bettering the game. We are, albeit I'm coming from a heavily biased position, but we are, I think, the most important stakeholders in the game, in that we introduce people to the game. We create these fun, safe social communities that people will hopefully be attracted to. We retain people in the game by making them better at golf, giving them access to better experiences. And I think that when you start to appreciate how important our role is, and how much golf coaches want and can contribute to the game, it just made sense to me that I started to support coaches. I spent 20 years coaching on tour and loved every minute of it. I experienced stuff that I never dreamt I'd experience, but I always knew that kind of had a shelf life for me. And COVID kind of drove me to think about, if you like, the next phase of my career. And I'd spent my life only really being able to influence the person in front of me, which wasn't going to grow the game any. It was just going to hopefully make the player richer and make me richer as a product of that. But now being in a position where I can influence coaches worldwide, suddenly that I guess the reach increases, and hopefully we attract more and more and more people to this game that we love. It's basically, I want to give golf coaches better tools to do their job and hopefully grow the game as a product of that.
I love that. In an era where everything is at our fingertips, within a matter of seconds, we can say, "Hey, Siri," don't want to say it too loud, all of our products are going to go off, right? We can ask Alexa, we can go to Google, we can search, we can look at YouTube, we can look at all of our social medias, and there is a plethora of information available. But what's the right stuff? What's the accurate things? And I'm sure all of those channels that I mentioned have really good information for us to retain and learn, but taking all of that down to what you bring to the table through the Coach Alliance, along with your experience What can coaches expect when they come and sign up and be a part of your community? Is the word I use when I talk to people about it. This community of coaches that you're spearheading.
And you've actually hit on probably the most important thing, the community element of it, where golf coaches are just accustomed to working in their own little bubble and don't really spend enough time talking with other coaches. We've all got similar experiences. We've had the same ups, we've had the same downs. Coaching golf for a living is hard. Let's face it, it's a difficult way to earn a living. But I wanted to create a platform where coaches got access to expert content, the content that is tried, tested. It is based in science. It's based in research. So we created, myself and my business partner, Adam Lamb, created the Coach Alliance. And within the Coach Alliance sits the Coach Hub. The purpose of the Alliance is to create community, get coaches together, whether it's online or in person. And if you look at the type of guests that we have on our webinars, for example, guys like Sean Foley, Me and My Golf, Mark Bull, Andreas Cali, we're putting some very serious golf coaches in front of our members, with a view to give them what we know to be good information that will not just help them grow their knowledge, but also grow their coaching skill set. So the Coach Alliance sits on one side as an events and community platform, and then the Coach Hub is much more, it's a content library for golf coaches, in that we have a number of different libraries within there, all focusing on the key areas in the game. So short game, long game, coaching skills, drills, technology. And again, just a similar thing, that we wanted to make sure that the coaches have got access to great information that can help them do a better job. So this, rather than your sort of typical YouTube content, which is very much aimed at players, this is very much aimed at coaches. One of the unique things that we do is that we have a pretty robust testing protocol in there, which actually a number of PGAs have included in their education program, which qualifies their members for CPD credits, for further development credits. And I wanted to create this kind of platform where it wasn't just a case of sitting down and watching something and then forgetting about it. I want to take that a step further and actually test the user's knowledge on what they've learned from watching a video of me talking about video analysis, as an example. And that's proven to be very popular with the members, and that they feel that they're actually getting, they're forced to engage in the content because they know they're going to be tested at the end of it. So both of these products are have been established solely to help golf coaches do a better job.
Yeah, you got me thinking, because engaging our senses as human beings helps us retain information. My wife's a school teacher, and it's not just hear it, see it, feel it, touch it, regurgitate it back to me. So I know you've captured it. Like, all of that is part of you and I having a conversation and say, Nate, did you understand? Sure. And I walk away. But explain to me in your own words what you've heard, right? Show me that you actually understand what we talked about. And all of those things, I think, they come in those mediums that I talked about, through YouTube, social media, other platforms that are teaching, but bringing that into one, especially globally. You have a pretty big reach over, I say across the pond, it's not really a pond, but over there in Europe. And I've seen you traveling over to Australia and in Asia, and your reach is amazing, because coaches are just, they're yearning for this knowledge. They're yearning for someone to say, hey, we've gathered this, let us help teach you. Where are you seeing a lot of your growth come from for the Coaching Alliance? Are you seeing it globally? Are you seeing it kind of locally right now? Because you just launched a few months ago, right?
Yeah, we only launched beginning of February, second week in February. The market is pretty global. The biggest market is Europe, and within that breakdown is the UK, obviously, because I think my reputation is probably bigger in the UK. But seeing an increasing amount of US-based coaches sign up, and basically wherever I travel to speak to coaches, that tends to blow the market up a little bit there. Okay. So we've just signed a deal with the PGA of Australia. So we're starting to get their members signed up. We've done the same with PGA of Finland, PGA of Iceland, PGA in the UK here. So it's a much more global audience than I anticipated it being this early. And the truth is that coaching, as I said, coaching golf's hard.
Mm-hmm.
And the same challenges that you experience in Kentucky, you're going to experience in Korea.
Mm-hmm.
Our job is to communicate how golfers get better, show them how to get better. And while there'll be some cultural differences in terms of how you communicate, the reality is that we all experience the same stuff.
That's right. And I love the idea of it's the same problems no matter where you're at in the world. Getting Mrs. Haverkamp, poor lady, gets her name dragged through the mud. Mrs. Haverkamp to understand the basics and go practice and then come back and let's work on it and stuff. And it's very difficult, but that kind of shamelessly plugs us into the technology side of things, because we talked about how humans retain information and understanding how it's the best way. Nate, you're coming over the top. Okay, great. Thanks. What does that mean to me? Your hands are coming this way. No, Hugh, they feel like they're coming this way. Look at what I see. Validate what I visualize. You've heard me say that phrase before. The partnership that brought Onform to the Coaching Alliance, again, we have been working with you for several years now, but now that you've launched this, we've made an official partnership with you. We've signed a deal that said, hey, let us be the provider of video for you. Like, let us be that technology video provider for you. And to your members, to your students, to those who are coming. Talk to us a little bit about just how this came to be and what we can expect to provide for the members of the Hub and Coaching Alliance.
Well, I mean, this came to be because, well, basically you and I met going back 5 years ago. I was looking to shift platforms. And the first thing that was a problem was finding someone that would be prepared to help me shift all of my golf swings from my existing platform to my next platform. And you guys were very, very helpful in that. And obviously, the more time that you and I spent talking together and gear, it became very clear that you kind of shared similar values, and that you're not content sitting still. You wanted to continue to improve what you did, innovate. And with all the partnerships that I have, I've always aligned myself with organizations that think in a similar way to me. I think it's so important that as a provider of a service or a piece of technology in your instance, that you listen to your clients and you use your clients' feedback to help you get better. And from the very early stages of our relationship, we were bouncing ideas around, and we had a call a couple of weeks ago where I threw up another 10 wacko ideas, of which maybe one might be taken seriously. But to be a great customer service, you've got to listen to what your customers do. You've got to take their feedback on board. You've got to understand that some of the things that you thought were a great idea that you hold close to your heart are actually useless in the hands of your consumer. And your consumers will come up with some really good ideas to help you grow the product. So even before I kind of became, I guess, expert at using Onform as a platform, I'm drawn to the values that you hold as an organization. As a platform itself, I just find it by far the easiest to use from every single perspective. The drawing tools are great. Being able to conduct online lessons, to be able to do screencasts or screen recordings. There's no point yet where I'm like, okay, I'm struggling to do it on this platform. It delivers everything I need. And the evolution that you've gone through, starting to introduce the 3D side of things, is only going to continue to make it better. I've been using, I guess, the 3D side for probably 5 or 6 weeks now, maybe even a little longer. And already I'm starting to find some really cool tricks in terms of how I can use that to illustrate my point to the student. And when we get to the stage where we're physically measuring the movement through the app, it's going to be, second to none.
We're getting there. We were getting there. I mentioned to you earlier, we're in the midst of building out a lab at Gear's location where he's got a little office, and we've got all the cameras being installed. And I tell people that we've got the numbers. I can tell you exactly from Onform's perspective, our hip rotation, chest rotation, things like that. But we're benchmarking those against the gold standards in the industry, the OptiTrax, the Vicon, AMMs, Qualisys. And we're going to come out with our data and say, Onform says it's 43 degrees. That's plus minus against some of these others, maybe 3, 4, 5 degrees, whatever. So then you as a coach can actually go, hey, this little device right here, I know it can be accurate within fill in the blank degrees
Yeah.
of what I need. And we feel for 95+% of our students that we're coaching, that's going to be fantastic. For those 1, 2, 3% maybe that really need that left finger at the top, you're going to go to the doctor, so to speak,
Yeah.
right? And one thing that Onform continues to innovate, and I want to make sure that the Coaching Alliance team, the hub members understand, is that while we may be getting really technical and we may be getting really deep in some of our offerings, we're still extremely simple. Record the video, analyze the video, share the video, period. We can be that easy. And then you can start to connect other videos or other devices and have multiple cameras. Then you've got the launch monitor, which more are coming. Then you've got 3D. Then you've got slide and sway and hand path, and all of that technology leads me into the conversation about, as we kind of wrap up here, Hugh, providing technology just to provide technology is pointless. Here is an amazing computer, have at it. You have no idea what you have at your fingertips. What's a way that we can help this coach that's joining the Coach Alliance, that's joining the hub? How can we help them understand best how to utilize technology from your perspective?
So basically, the technology surrounds us now in golf coaching. And if you go back to when I started my coaching career, early 80s, mid 80s, video camera was the thing. Mm-hmm. And it was actually became a sales point. It became a USP, a little bit of theater, if you like, that you would go to a golf lesson with this coach, not because he was any good. You went to see that coach because he had a camera. Hmm. And then this camera became more commonplace, and that's replaced by smartphones. The next step, it was launch monitors. Exactly the same deal. Now, I've long maintained that the technology you use is completely irrelevant. It's how good you are at using it. Mm. And I think a huge area for growth for the coaches that join the Coach Alliance and the Coach Hub, a huge area for growth is to really master the technology you use. Don't add more and more technology. Become the best in your area or the best in your country with the technology that you use. And how a combination of the Coach Alliance and Onform, we're going to work together to ensure that our members are getting the best education when it comes to using video camera effectively to help their students. It's all very well giving them access to a great platform, but if all they can do is record a video and replay it, they're not getting anything from it. The student isn't getting anything from that experience. The real expertise comes in how well you use that technology to deliver your information, your knowledge. And I think that's where, again, going back 5 years, we started talking about just making sure that coaches did a better job through educating them better. We're going to take that on a step further and ensure that our members are getting market-leading, industry-leading education on how to use Onform as a platform.
That is, yes to all of the above, Hugh. I use you as an example in every one of my demos across the world. When I'm demoing someone, I go, my friend Hugh likes to draw the box here. He likes to draw the line here. And I'm just telling people, when I'm doing a simple demo, this is the technology, and here's how to use the technology, just in the analysis piece, in the smallest thing of drawing lines and drawing tools, and then changing colors and all that stuff. But to your point, that's the partnership that we love. We didn't just say, hey, let's be your video provider, handshake, we're out of here, see you in a year. It's, I'm dying to get involved. You know this. When can we get in person? When can we get a community together? When can we do a webinar? Because we want you to have this powerful tool. It's a video analysis app, and be the best in the business in your location, in your city, in your state, in your country. And people come to you and say, I need that Onform coach.
And everyone wins out of this, right? The game wins because we make players better, quicker, and more effectively. The coaches win because they have suddenly got a whole new set of tools they can use that they never knew they could use. And it allows us the opportunity to introduce real expertise to the next generation of coaches, get them upskilled quicker so that they know more, understand more, coach more effectively, instead of having to go through the 20 years of misery that I did before I became half decent.
Right. Well, half decent, Hugh. Half decent.
Half decent on a good day.
Oh man, friend, buddy, partner, I'm so thankful for
Yeah,
you.
partner now.
Genuinely thankful for you. Thankful for the Coaching Alliance. I'm following along. You've given me access to watch it and see it from a distance, and I love watching the tech videos that are coming out, the teaching videos. Being a part of the community is just fantastic. I'm going to do a better job of trying to comment and just be a part of it more. If there's questions or anything, reach out, right? I'm here. Hugh knows this. I'm a WhatsApp text away. I'm a US number text away. I'm an email away. I will do my best. If I can't, I have an amazing, we have an amazing support staff here. And you know this from the last 5 years. If a question comes through, we're here for you. And that's where we want
Yep.
to continue to humanize this thing. You're not alone. You're not left to just, I bought an app. Now what do I do? So on behalf of
Well, we can
Onform,
help.
yes, that's it. We can help. We're so thankful for this partnership, Hugh. Thank you, man.
Well, thank you for your support. It means a great deal to move this on the level. And as I said, hopefully we can have a massive influence on the next generation of golf coaches.
I think we will. I do. I think we will. Appreciate you, Hugh.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Cheers, man.